whoever the South by folks listening to this, I can't see the clock from where I'm sitting, so I'm depending on someone to give me a rap sign.
We're a deeply professional duo, me and John.
We are, yeah. I'll never be a real professional, I think.
Me
anyway,
neither. It's
so the next one, I'm just going to keep going for a couple more of these. What is the one thing that you were told to be or do as a little girl that if you had listened to it, you would not be where you are today? Any bad advice or?
Well, how little are we talking? When I was really, really little, my parents actually were very amused by my eccentricities, I guess. And my mom used to yell at me if I took all my clothes off and ran around from the baby and babysitter, but, you know, everybody does that, right? I will say that around like 15 years old, because I've been playing piano since I was 4 years old, and I started writing music around 11. And then 15, my dad and I went to Manny's Music in New York, and I got a Tascam tape deck and a Shure microphone, and I learned how to record myself, which is pretty rare for a female. And you can imagine me hanging out with a bunch of dudes, right, going, oh, should we record it? And they're like, what do you know about recording? And then I started taking out compressors and impressing everybody. What they told me was to be less theatrical.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
We think you're too theater. And I would say, but Freddie Mercury was theater, and David Bowie was theater, and, you know, Sgt. Pepper, even though people didn't like it when it first came out, at one point later, it was everybody's favorite Beatles album, even though mine is Abbey Road. And you know, I never thought theater was a bad thing, but in the music business when I first started, like younger, when people start seeing me play out, everyone started hearing about me, even when I was a really wee thing. And they would say, you know, she's too theatrical. So if I had listened to them, I definitely wouldn't be here today, because I would be sad and depressed, and I would be an awful person if I didn't do what I love. Because doesn't everyone feel that way when you stifle yourself? You're miserable. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay, I'm going to get to one more, and then I got one more for myself, so then we're going to wrap things up. Lisa B., and we kind of touched on this already a little bit, wants to know that throughout your journey, what was the greatest challenge maintaining individuality and uniqueness in an industry that so often requires artists to conform?
That was the challenge. That is the challenge.
That is the challenge.
That is the challenge. That is the challenge. Is, you know, once you have, you know, so many people's attention, and once you have so much, they think that, you know, as a female, that it's better for me to make inconsequential music and not assert that I'm a musician, not assert that I'm a producer, not assert that I'm a songwriter, not assert that I'm a performance artist, and just look beautiful. I think that's the thing that poisoned me from 2013 to 2014 or 2012. That was the poisonous thing. We just want you to look beautiful over and over and over in my head until I just wanted to look ugly all the time because I'm rebellious.
Because when you get pushback, you want to do the opposite.
Oh, please. Yeah. Like, don't tell me not to do it, because then, you know, it's going to happen. Because it's the way that I am. And it really crushed me. Like, really, I've won Grammys now. I've written albums. I've toured the world 4 times. You're telling me to be beautiful? That's what this is about? Is it all back to tits and ass? That's so sad.
That's weird to me to hear that you still get that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, I don't now.
Yeah.
I don't now. I'm in a good place. I have wonderful people around me. And they're all here on my team. I love you. I love you so much.
I met some of them. They seem like amazing people. Okay, they're giving me 2 minutes more, but or I guess 1:19. But I'm going to quickly ask you these two things. The tour begins in May. Anything, even in a sort of general sense, you want to say about this Art Rave tour and how it's going to be different conceptually to what we've seen in the past?
It's going to be a great big show.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really fun. And we have a beautiful custom stage, and I'm going to release the stage this week to the fans to see, so you can be looking out for that.
Lots of Koons presents and Abramovich presents and that kind of thing?
Actually, no.
No?
No.
Not so much?
Well, you know, those collaborations and things, they're part of me now, you know, and they're part of the fans. And I think what the Art Rave, what the Art Pop Ball is all about is us really celebrating all the albums, celebrating this new one. And I want to do, you know, not the same type of show that I did in Austin, you know, obviously different, but that same sort of atmosphere, that fully passionate, creative, rebellious fun, where you can all just come and be yourselves for the night and then take it home with you. I love you.
Okay, I know this is selfish of me, but I want to give her a second to say one more thing. I just want to say that the fact that you are among every artist at your level, and I'm talking about going back 30 years to some of the most, what they like to refer to as gay icons in pop music. You are the most tirelessly committed to LGBT issues of anyone I've ever known and been witness to. And A, thank you for that, and B, when you look around at where we're in right now, from the madness that's going on in Russia on that level, to horrific places like Uganda, and by the way, you don't have to look that far, 2 states away to Arizona, where thankfully that was quashed, but similar initiatives are underway in about a half a dozen places. What is your, I mean, we've made blinding progress, you know, in the last few years on so many fronts, LGBT fronts, and there's this almost desperate pushback from people, you know, in all parts of the world. Do you have finally any thoughts on this sort of?
It's not going to be easy to maintain the steps forward, but we have to band together, hands and arms and muscles, and walk forward against the hatred and the negativity and the prejudice, and fight for equality and fight for love and continue to fight for it all over the world. You know, you bring up Russia, and it's like, we brought a lot of attention to Russia recently, and now look what's happening.
Yeah, yeah.
And don't make a deal with the devil.
And you look at people like someone like Pussy Riot who've gotten so much attention last year. Folks, that's a real bold mission, okay? That's
Yes,
your real bold mission.
That is the real bold mission, and we can all be truly bold as a group here today, and everyone who's watching, and just all leave, and, you know, in the spirit also of, you know, that the terrible tragedy the other night.
Yeah.
Let's all leave here inspired to be good to one another in every way we can. Through technology, through music, through our shows, through government, through business. It's all going to come back to all of us, because if it's killing one person, at some point it's going to kill all of us at the same time. So let's save this beautiful world that we have, and let's fight for what's right.
And thank God we have her. I love you so much. Thank you for asking me to do this. And thank you guys for being here. Thanks. I hope you're okay.